What's going on, guys, and welcome back to FUD TV. I'm your host, Elio Trades, and before we get into this video, I just need to say thank you again to everyone who's been following, liking, subscribing. All of the activity on the videos has really blown us away. The first video we put out on this channel was in late January, the last week of January, and since then, we're just in the last week of February here, and we're over 2,000 subscriptions. We have so much watch time and interactions, it's just blown us away, so we just want to say huge thank you to everyone who has made this journey so special. If you're new to this channel, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell too, because we put out a ton of crypto videos each and every week. All right, that's it for the intro. We're about to get to the video, which is all about VeChain, VEN, soon to be VET. We're going to explain about their rebrand to Thor, which happened yesterday, and the big rumors that turned out to be true that they're working with BMW. We're going to get to everything that you need to know about the VeChain project, its partnerships, a bit of background about the company, as well as what you should be expecting for the next few months of this very exciting blockchain project. All right, we're going to hop in here just on the VeChain homepage, and as you can see immediately, as far as homepages for cryptocurrencies go, this is of the highest budget, the most well-produced, the most cinematic, and I guess exciting of all pages that I've seen. You can see here right off the bat, they have a bottle of wine. They also, if you watch this long enough, you'll see they have luxury handbags and even cars. And so the main thing that VeChain is trying to do here is track and validate the authenticity of goods, or at least that's what seemed like VeChain was trying to do, but now it seems like their aims might stretch way farther than that. VeChain is the world's leading blockchain platform for products and information. So what can it do? By leveraging technology, VeChain strives to build a trust-free distributed business ecosystem which is self-circulating and scalable. These are all things that you hear repeated all over the place. So what is VeChain doing? Well, VeChain is an API, it's got third-party services, and it's got distributed data storage. Essentially, it's a complete system for businesses, enterprises to start using blockchain for very pragmatic real-world applications. Some of the ones that come immediately to mind that they highlight here are luxury goods. They want to get into agriculture. They want to do food and drugs. They want to do government activities here that require certain types of tracking and certain feature sets. And then they also want to do logistics. You want to know what's in these goods, whether these materials are things that you're allergic to, or whether they're things that should or shouldn't be used in these products. Regardless, the idea here is to have an all-inclusive tracking mechanism for luxury goods that's tamper-proof, and they say they have this NFC chip that is going to go in these goods and make it so you can track your luxury goods all the way through the supply chain. They also want to go into agriculture. They say they're offering blockchain-powered cloud services, IoT devices to cater to the practices of the agriculture industry. It enables precise and accurate data collection to farms to monitor its surroundings and ensure the quality and quantity of crops in a controlled environment, and at the same time minimize negative impact on the environment. So they want to use this technology to help farmers manage their farms, which is really interesting. We don't have a ton of information on that yet, and as you click on these buttons, you'll see that the VeChain platform is coming soon. Food and drugs, we all know that tracking food and drugs is becoming a very hot topic in the blockchain supply logistics industry. We're seeing things like Ambrosis and Walton Chain and Wabi and a lot of different startups that are really focused on tracking food and drugs, and this is going to be a big sector of the economy, and it's certainly something that anyone who can really penetrate and have some wins in this industry, whether it's VeChain, Walton, or any of these big projects, they're going to be huge winners because it's just, there's so much meat on the bone. Finally, government, right? This is a big hot button issue with a lot of people who have been following VeChain. There's all of these little breadcrumbs, which we'll get to the breadcrumbs eventually, but there's a lot of breadcrumbs that are linking VeChain to the Chinese government. There's a lot of connection there. And the big question is, what, if any of these government services are they going to be working on? And finally, a very obvious one, which is sort of embedded in the other ones, is logistics. So they want to make sure that manufacturers, logistics, storage, retailers, distributors, and then everyone in the supply chain is really operating transparently, sharing information transparently, and everything can be efficient, less costly, and more transparent. Everything that we love about blockchain. So there's a lot of sweeping big promises here, right? These are huge industries: luxury goods, agriculture, food and drug, government, logistics. Like logistics alone is a $5 to $10 trillion a year industry. Luxury goods, I don't have that piece of data offhand, but we can see these are big undertakings that VeChain is trying to do. They're saying that they have 111 nodes already throughout England, Germany, China, Korea, and Japan. So they're already showing how globally they're set up here. So they're very secure. The bigger the network, the more nodes, the more secure that the whole computing network is. So we know they're trying to solve big problems in the world. The question now is, who are they going to solve them with? They need partners for what they're doing, right? They're not trying to create products themselves. They're trying to regulate and use this blockchain as a service for huge companies. So now the question is, who's going to use them? So the rumors are true here is what this visual says, and this was posted up here that BMW is officially partnering with VeChain. They are not just rumored to be working together, but they're doing a full partnership. The details of that are still forthcoming, but this is huge as it has also come out that BMW's largest market is China. So VeChain, a Chinese blockchain, partnering with BMW, that's their biggest market. It bodes well, right? If this is going to be the first of many partnerships in the automotive space. They definitely have cars clearly listed on their website as one of the three main things that they showed: a wine bottle, a luxury handbag, and cars. And so it's like these three things, if they're showing big partnerships in each category, then they're probably going to have at least the opportunity to prove out their value, their real world adoption value. So right here, we're on Reddit, and we can see this is a list of just the news updates since January's 22nd, which is pretty interesting. And there's been a ton of news coming out of VeChain. Not all has been headline-making news. The two biggest pieces of news here are obviously the BMW partnership. They are working with Oxford University, which is super cool. But here we also have the partnership with Yida. So the Yida Group is one of the most celebrated real estate companies in all of China. Of all the potential for Yida partnerships, it's the Gion Smart City. This is the big deal. And if VeChain could be integrated as the core blockchain technology behind the smart city, that would be super huge for the whole VeChain project. Finally, we have to talk a little bit about the CocaCola Kid. The CocaCola Kid is one of the leading sources for sort of updates or breaking news about VeChain, but it's happening in this really weird kind of cryptic way. This is a Twitter account that has almost 20,000 followers. It's barely following anyone, and all of its tweets are very significant. And we pretty much can track 8 big calls or 8 big predictions that have come out of this account, and so far they've all been right. The whole idea here is that this guy is putting out cryptic messages that once the internet looked back on the messages, they're like, holy cow, this guy just predicted this big partnership, this big thing that turns out to be true. Not some random shilly rumor, but a true partnership that is of significance. He replied to Box Mining's tweet about the potential for VeChain partnerships with a cigarette emoji. That day, or the very next day, we have the announcement that Blockchain Solutions VeChain enters into a partnership with China's state-run tobacco monopoly. Come on. So what is this, seconds or a day between this prediction here, or this cigarette icon, and you got this dropping here of this news? And there's a lot of these, right? I'm not going to go through all of them. The point is, this Coca-Cola Kid has been putting out some really cryptic predictions. So one of the biggest predictions that the Coca-Cola Kid has made through his Twitter channel, and I get it, this is kind of off the beaten path here, we're covering a little bit of conspiracies, but this guy's been right about everything that people are able to figure out, if they are able to figure out what he's talking about. At any rate, we see here PBOC, 4 words highlighted and capitalized at the end of this statement before a Chinese word highlighted in blue. PBOC are all capitalized at the end of this statement. And I know it seems like it can't be that obvious because I've looked up and down this. It doesn't seem that obvious that PBOC jump off the page, but a lot of the internet are very convinced that this capitalization of pilgrims, beacons, others, and cysts, PBOC, is a reference to the People's Bank of China. So if this is true, that VeChain is partnering with the PBOC, this could mean huge growth and huge real-world utility for VeChain as it goes and tries to solve, again, some of its governmental ongoings and tries to be a useful utility chain within the government. Other big partnerships around the VeChain project are an incubator program from PricewaterhouseCoopers. We have a partnership here with an Academy of Agriculture, which is making good on their promise to bring VeChain to the agricultural industry, which is huge in China. The government of Gion that is going to design and implement this smart city. We have 30% of all wine that goes into China gets imported through Shanghai. And so they want to build a liquor tracing platform, DIG. So this is making good on their involvement in the alcohol industry. And then they have partnership with a printed electronics company called Jiangsu. They also have a partnership with Renault, and they have a partnership with Kuhn and Nagel, which is a German logistics company, which is a leading global freight forwarder of more than 1,300 offices in 108 countries and over 70,000 employees. They have the partnerships, guys. They have the partnerships. They got them. They got them. They got them. So in conclusion, VeChain is an incredibly promising technology that is talking a really big game about solving some of the world's biggest problems with blockchain. The biggest question around the VeChain project is who's actually going to use this revolutionary technology, because if none of these big companies, these enterprises which the technology is built to serve, end up using them, then it's kind of a useless project and it is a fail. However, if big companies and big entities like BMW, the Chinese government, tobacco industries, and wine or alcohol industries, agriculture, start relying on VeChain's underlying technology to really solve their problems, make them smarter, faster, more efficient, and more transparent, then the sky, I hate to say it, the moon, whatever, VeChain is going to explode with real utility to real people around the entire world, not just its investors. This isn't about making a few people rich. This is about solving problems that affect people in their everyday lives. Well, that's it for me. We hope you enjoyed this episode of FUD TV. Thanks again to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing. If you're new to this channel, we do tons of cryptocurrency videos each and every week. So do me a favor, hit that subscribe, turn on the bell notification, and I'll catch you on the next episode. I'm Elio Trades, and I'll see you then.